Parikshit Maharaja, son of Abhimanyu. Once he was going for hunting and he aimed at a deer and deer got injured and he was going after that and he was searching for it. While he was searching, he found the Rishi Shamika was there and he asked Rishi whether he saw the deer. But he did not answer because he was in deep meditation. So he was not aware what was going around. He did not hear what Parishit said. So he didn't answer. So Parishit got angry and what did he do? He put one dead snake around the neck of the saint and went off. Then Shamika's son, the Rishi's son, Shringi, he came there and he was shocked to find the dead snake around his father's neck. And he cursed the person. He said, whoever has done this, he will die after 7 days, within 7 days. That is, he will be living only for 7 more days. The 7th day, he will be bitten by the Takshaka, the snake. So that was a curse given. And it was very powerful because Shamika and Shringi both were very powerful. They were very strong meditators. They had the strength of meditation. So when Shamika got up from his meditation, he found his son cursed Parikshit Maharaja. Then he asked that you should not have lost your temper. Why did you do that? But nothing could be done. We could not do anything. He could not redo that curse. So then Parikshit was informed about it. Shamika wanted Parikshit to be informed about it. Then Parikshit also felt, yes, he said, I for a second I forgot the Kshatriya's dharma, so I did it. So he said, yes, I had to undergo this because it was my mistake. And he asked the Rishi how to face this. Then it was arranged that Sukamunivar to teach him for 7 days about life, what is eternal and everything, the truth of life. Everything was preached to Parikshit Maharaja for 7 days and he accepted the karma. He accepted that is what it has to happen. So he knowing the death of himself, but he was ready to face because of his devotion, his faith in Dharma, his faith in Bhagavan, and he wanted to learn more. So the arrangements were where Sukamunivar taught him for 7 days, and this shows the power of meditation. And nothing could be done because he had done it. The rishis were so powerful because they were very deep in their meditation. Then to undo this, there was a person, Kashyap, who wanted to make money, so he found out found out how to make that snake's poison nothing. That is, you will not be affected by that. So that is anti-venom. So he did it and he wanted to do it and he was going to meet the Parikshit Maharaja. And Takshaka, he took a human form and he appeared before him and he asked Kashyap, where are you going? He said, this is what I am going there and I am going to try this because I have done already research on this. And if I apply this, even if he is bitten by the snake, nothing will happen to the king. Then the Takshaka asked him to test on a tree. There was a tree and the man was sitting on the tree and both of them were destroyed by that. Then Takshaka came to know that yes, this fellow will not make the curse true. So, he asked him what he want. He said, I want money. So he gave that money and he sent him off. And Takshaka ordered the other snakes to assemble in the place where Parikshit was hearing from Shukamuni, and as per the curse, Takshaka bit Parikshit and Parikshit's end he had to meet his end. This is what happened. So here in this we find how Parikshit prepared himself to accept the fate and how he prepared himself. He didn't want to waste even the 7 days. He wanted to know the entire then what is the philosophy of life and the greatness of devotion and the greatness of meditation. So this is what we learn from this. So the meditation is such a powerful activity, but they all used for good cause, for the welfare of the people, for the welfare of the country. So the rishis, especially the devas, they used to be worried if any rishi goes on strong meditation. For example, when Dadichi, the sage, who killed himself and his bones were used for making weapons and were given to Indra to kill the Asuras. And the son of Dadichi was Pipalada. He wanted to take revenge on Indra's because Indra was the reason for the death of his father, and he was brought up by his aunt, and he was very good. He had very good knowledge in Vedas. He learnt all divine text, all the spiritual text, and he did penance in on Shiva to kill Indra and to take revenge. But Indra did not want that to happen. So Indra appeared before him and he advised him, your father died as per the karma, so you never have a mind to revenge the demigods. Demigods were created by Supreme God. So please don't take any revenge on them. So he advised them because he was scared of the power of meditation by the rishis. And Pipilada also calmed down. He didn't want to do that. So he didn't do meditation on. He didn't go for penance. So this shows how the rishis were powerful in those because of meditation, because they were concentrating only on God. There is one pasuram which explains this. This is by Periyalvar. மூன்றெழுத்ததனை மூன்றெழுத்ததனால் மூன்றெழுத்தாக்கி மூன்றெழுத்தை இயன்று கொண்டிருப்பார்க்கு இரக்கம் நன்குடைய எம்பொருடோத்தமன் நெருக்கை மூன்றடி நிமிர்த்து மூன்றினில் தோன்றி மூன்றினில் மூன்றுருவானான் காந்தடம் பொழில்சூழ் கங்கையின் கரைமேல் கண்டமெனும் கடிநகரே. So this Pasuram describes the qualities of Bhagavan. And this Pasuram is a Mangalasasram on Perumal in Kadinagar, one of the Divya Deshams which is in the northern part of India. Kandam enum Kadinagar, the place is known as Kandam as well as Kadinagar. So Periyalvar visited that place, he stayed there and he performed Mangalasasram there. So as per this Pasuram, what he explains is three letters. A, U, Ma. A is for Bhagavan, U, Tayar, Ma, Atma. So these three, it's a Pranava Mantaram, three letters. And these three, the one who keeps these three letters within his mind, he chants these three. So he's talking about the person who keeps this and who keeps chanting these two. And if you add two more words with that, you get the three words, that is Om Namo Narayana. So the one who keeps chanting this Om Namo Narayana knows or learns or realizes Atma. Atma which has got three qualities. Atma is eternal. Atma does not have end, does not have beginning. It is always there. And the one who created that Atma, that is Bhagavan, so that Bhagavan is Purushottaman. So the name of the deity in Kadinagar is Purushottaman. So the Alvar is praising Purushottama who created the Atma and who lives in every Atma. And these Atmas keep chanting those three letter words, A, U, Ma, then adding two words with that. So, Om Namo Narayana. So, he is the one who's taking care of such Atmas. So, you surrender to him. So, this is the meaning of that Pasuram. So, what Bhagavan says in this sloka is further explained by Alvar, who lived by the sloka presented by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita. So, these are all inspirations for us. Arjuna asked Krishna, is it possible for me to engage my mind on Atma? Can I do that? So, Krishna said, yes, you can. So, that yes is applicable to us too. Every one of us can do. So, let's follow the Pasurams and let's follow the path shown by Bhagavan and concentrate on our Atma and lead a peaceful life.